Hello, today I will be presenting before you security in Internet of Things. Let's understand what is Internet of Things. This is the term that is used into IT world a lot these days. Although this term was not introduced now, it was introduced in 1960, but it has become more popular in recent years. Now let's understand what is Internet of Things. It is actually a network where your devices, your computers, and some sensors are interconnected, and this network is used for transmission of data among these interconnected devices. The transmitted data can then be used for certain sort of analysis and which can bring fruitful decisions or meaningful data out of the information that we are going to gather using IoT. So why this thing has become so popular now? Although it was introduced in 1960, during that time it was very difficult for implementation of this term because there was lack of technology development at that time. But with the recent years, the implementation of IoT has become very easy because of different things coming up in internet like cloud computing, network progresses, and this has made the approach for Internet of Things very easy. So with this popular term, as we can understand, imagine there would be thousands of devices, thousands of sensors, computers all across the globe. They're going to be connected together. So, and this thing, so there is of course some issues or care that we need to take about the security of all these devices that are going to be connected. So let's talk about cybersecurity for Internet of Things. As we know, when it comes to cybersecurity, we will have to take care about the data that is going to be transmitted through this network. We'll have to worry about the vulnerabilities about each of the devices, and if it is exposed to hackers, you might even we can imagine like what harm can they cause, because one device is going to get entry to a hacker into the entire network. So one device can cause a hacker to intrude in your network and cause harm to whatever information you have. So cybersecurity is refers to preventive methods to protect information from being stolen, compromised, or attacked some or the other way. Different themes of cybersecurity would be it has a broad spectrum of themes. So the term used for IoT would be securing the links, securing telecom infrastructure, securing the internet, securing computers, securing applications, securing data, securing identity, securing essential services. So we'll have to take care that all these things when we talk about IoT. So all these different themes of the internet of things are well secured so that the entire system is totally secure. Why has IoT become so important these days? It's happening now and promises to transform many aspects of the way we work, live, and entertain. IoT has become important because you can transmit data and use this information to analysis without much of the human intervention. So let me give you an example about a scenario. So let's understand that when we talk about IoT, it would be all the devices that we usually use, like your smartphones, might be your television, might be your refrigerator, your microwave. Then comes your signals. Now let's understand the devices out of your house. It would be your signals, it would be different satellites that are going to be connected to each other, and they are going to talk to each other. That is, they are going to transmit data between each other. So imagine when your devices are able to communicate with each other, how useful technology can be for all our day-to-day because a course in our business. It's going to improve a lot of things. So let's take a domestic example here. So imagine if we are going out into a supermarket and we just happen to not correctly understand like what things are missing in our house and what grocery items need to be bought again. So what happens if our refrigerator could communicate to our phone and tell us, okay, there is no milk in your refrigerator, and might be if no, and if your phone senses that you're in a supermarket, so the refrigerator would communicate to your phone that, okay, you are out of milk. As you're at the superstore, buy some milk while you're way home. So this is how internet of things have made our life so easy. So, and this is just a domestic example. So when it comes to industry or business organization, a lot of such information is automated and transferred, and this has made a huge benefit to organizations. So organizations have learned to leverage IoT and incorporate benefits in their organizations, and that's why IoT has become so important these days. Realizing of IoT potential benefits. So what are IoT's full potential benefits? It is security, privacy, interoperability standards, regulatory, legal, and rights issues, emerging economy and development issues. So these are the things that we are going to learn in IoTs and how they benefit here. There are some challenges when we that IoT will have to face. When talking about security perspective, there are a lot of challenges IoT faces. As different devices are connected to network, there are also chances where hackers can just attack one device and might be able to get access to your networks. So there, what are the challenges that IoT faces? Let's understand them. Insecure web interface, insufficient authentication or authorization, insecure network services, lack of transport encryption, privacy concern, insecure cloud interface, insecure mobile interface, insufficient security configuration, insecure software or firmware, poor physical security. So let's understand what do we actually mean when we talk about security for IoT. Poorly secure IoT devices and services can be used as entry points for cyber attacks and can expose user data to theft if the data communications and storage are independently protected. So, uh, let's consider one example here. For example, expected the mass scale of deployment of IoT devices, the ability of some devices to automatically connect to others, unique technical and cost constraints of many IoT products, and the likelihood devices being deployed in background and in unsecure environments. What's more, once a device is on internet, it becomes part of internet. Every poorly secured device that is connected potentially affects the security resilience of internet globally. Privacy. So, Internet of Things is redefining the debate about privacy issues as many implementations can dramatically change ways personal data is collected, analyzed, used, and protected. So when we say that data is transferred between devices, there is a huge debate going on. Like, what kind of data should be made available to the devices? So when I say that, when I enable my location on my phone is the applications. Nowadays, we can see that many applications ask you for permission that can they access your location. So once they have access to your location, they are going to track you. So wherever you are, people are going to understand. Or some of the business organizations are working on your location as well, because you have enabled their application to understand or keep track of your locations. So it's all time a huge thing that is discussed, like what should be a privacy constraints in IoT. IoT privacy concerns are critical to address because they have implications on our basic rights. our collective ability to trust the internet and the devices that are connected to it. In order to realize the opportunities of IoT, strategies need to be developed to respect individual privacy choices. Across a broad spectrum of expectation and use cases, while still fostering innovation in new technology and services. Now let's understand the ways that to secure IoT. Understand why IoT security will mean for your industry and business model. Set up clear roles and responsibility for IoT security along with your supply chain. Engage in strategic conversation with your regulatory and collaborative with other industry players. Conceive of cybersecurity as a priority of entire product life cycle and develop a relevant skill to achieve it. Be rigorous in transforming mindset, skills, create a point of contact system for external security researchers, and implement a post breach response plan. Emerging economy and development issues. The Internet of Things holds significant promise of delivering social and economic benefits to emerging and developing economies. These include areas such as sustainable agriculture, water quality and use, healthcare, industrialization, environment management, and among others. As such, IoT had promised a lot of tool in achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. At the same time, there are open, unique challenges in developing regions related to deployment, growth implications, and use of technology. In order for the benefits of IoT to be truly global, the unique needs and challenges of implementation in less developed regions will need to be addressed. So when we talk about Internet of Things, it's not going to be using the network in the developed countries. So we should also understand that the network is going to be spread throughout the undeveloped and developing nations. So it's the collaborative responsibility of all the participants of IoT to take care about the security. It's not just one member is going to have secure prone devices connected to the network and some of them are just going to be vulnerable. So that means your entire system is going to be vulnerable. So attracting the investment in IoT system and services, especially in the industries setting that have prospect of clear near-term returns. Developing the skills and capacities to build, deploy, manage IoT systems locally, and encouraging local innovation in developing of IoT system. What I understand here from security, what I want to convey is it's going to be the job role of CEOs or CTOs to take care about the infrastructure or infrastructure application level securities for their entire IoT product, and they will have to collaborate with different organizations to ensure that whole IoT network is secure, and this will help us to secure the Internet of Things network and overall ensure security for IoTs. Thank you.